Here's some stuff you need to know.
All right, today we're in Plano, Texas, doing a crack repair on a pool. First step is, of course, to identify the crack. And what we've done previously to be in here today is we've dove the structure and we do dye testing for all these cracks to make sure that they're pulling dye through the wall. And then after that, we just go with the initial crack installation, which is a pretty easy process. We just use a angle grinder with a 4-inch blade, cut a slot stitchways in the crack just to give it some structural strength this way so the crack can't pull apart, and we'll install these cracks. Crossways, sometimes we can't get it into the crack crossways because of the curvature of the pool, and the cracks are pretty strong. You can't bend them, so we have to put it in the crack long ways, which is the same strength basically, it's just turned at a different angle. So this is a carbon fiber staple from a company that makes these specifically for concrete construction. It has a very high tensile strength, it does not bend. We use this because it's a non-corrosive material and we don't have to worry about it rusting, we don't have to worry about it coming loose. You know, once it's in there for life, it's not coming out. But that's why we use crack stitch staples. We lay it in there crossways because it doesn't have a lot of strength this way. So when you turn the staple this way, long ways, that's where all the strength comes from, because of the way that this carbon fiber is stitched. So that's why we install them long ways like this. After the cracks are installed, we'll install this product right here inside the crack and then flush it out, and this will basically set up in about 2 hours, and it'll be sandable in 2 hours. After the crack process is done, we'll inject ports into these holes that we drilled through the center of the crack. And what these ports do, it allows us to inject foam behind the wall, and then this foam will penetrate through the crack and seal from the backside to the inside of the pool. And after that, what we'll do is we'll seal the crack with a surface seal product, and it's basically a two-part epoxy that'll just seal itself on the outside of the crack, and then the process is done. So the rest of the crack gets surface seal, which is this product right here, and basically it just seals the crack so that the foam, when the foam penetrates the wall, it doesn't come back out through the wall and make a mess. And we know that it's getting full penetration through the backside of the wall to the inside of the wall. All right, now we have the staples installed, the ports installed, the sealer for the crack so that the foam that we're gonna inject can't come back into the pool. So it may come back in some places, but that's okay. But most of the product is gonna go behind the wall and force itself back into the crack from the backside. So what we'll do is we'll just inject this crack a little bit just until it tells us to stop. It'll give us a little bit of restriction. We'll stop, we'll move on, and we'll just kind of go through the cracks and do the whole rest of the pool and the ports. And then this process will be over. This is a mixing stem, and by the time it gets to the end, both the products are mixed together. So as soon as it leaves this point, it takes about 30, 45 seconds, and then it becomes foam. So they say that this bottle will expand 20 times this initial size. So this crack is pretty big. We're gonna try to put 2 of these in this crack. We'll see how successful we are, but we don't really know yet. We just kind of put it in there until we start seeing it. Sometimes we'll start injecting at a lower one and it'll come out in a top one. So then we'll actually plug it or just plug the bottom one and start injecting here so that we see that start coming out a little bit higher. So this is good on the crack here, this foam coming out. That means that we've injected it inside this crack and it's made its way all the way up the back side of this wall. It's actually coming out of the top of the beam on the back side of the wall. So we know we have really good penetration on this crack with the foam. That's good. To me, I like to see the foam come back out of the open holes because I know that it's got good penetration.
You know, most people think that the only good use for foam insulation is to insulate the house to make it more energy efficient. Well, there's a lot of uses for foam, and one of them is to seal up leaks in a swimming pool. They even use it to seal up leaks in storm drains. I'm telling you, there's a lot of uses for foam insulation and other foam products. You just have to know where they're using them. But one of the things that people don't realize is you can test your swimming pool to see if it has a leak. Most of the time, it doesn't. It's just evaporation. But the best way to tell, take a 5-gallon bucket, fill it with water to a certain mark, and mark it. Float it in your swimming pool. The water in the bucket should go down at the same rate that it's going down in the swimming pool. If it doesn't, you got a leak in the pool. Want more videos like these? Make sure to hit that subscribe button. It'll keep you informed.